Welcome to Talking Technology with VI Labs. At VI Labs, we believe technology is the single greatest enabler for people with sight loss and all disabilities. If you're looking for the latest news and conversation on tech from a more accessible perspective, you've come to the right place.
Yes, indeed, you have. Hello, everybody, and welcome in to our New Year's special of Talking Technology. Happy New Year, or at least Happy Nearly New Year, if you're listening to this just as it comes out. It's New Year's Eve, which is brilliant, and we'll have the fireworks later on. We'll have all of these wonderful things. We'll be celebrating a new year as we wave goodbye to 2024 and hello to 2025. Can you believe what a year it's been? It's been absolutely crazy, and we'll be covering some of the stories, some of the highlights for us in 2024, and then we'll be looking forward to 2025 as well. There's loads happening in 2025 that we know about already. It's Braille 200 that's happening, and there'll obviously be loads of really interesting advancements with AI and so on and so forth, so we'll be talking about that later on. But there's so much we don't know as well, so we'll be speculating, shall we say, about what might be in 2025. Who knows? But hey, we would love to, as always, hear your thoughts, what you would like in 2025, what you liked or didn't like from 2024. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. And it might be a new year, but hey, the details, they haven't changed. If you want to join the conversation, there are multiple ways that you can do it. You can send us an email to content@vi.ie. That's content@vi.ie if you want to get in touch with us by email. Or you can send us a WhatsApp voice note. The WhatsApp voice note number that you need, that's 086 199 0011. That's 086 199 0011. And we would absolutely love to hear from you. Whether you had a good year or a great year, we'd absolutely love to hear from you. So let's start looking back and looking forward. And to help me look in all sorts of directions on the timeline, I am joined by Mr. Kilkenny, Mr. King of Kilkenny himself, Joe Lonigan, and I guess, will we call her the Queen of Kerry? That's Mairead O'Mahony. Hello, folks.
Hi, David.
Hi, David. How are you?
Awesome. So people, let's look. I suppose it makes sense to look at the year that we've just had. First of all, it's been a crazy year, both in the world generally. We've had many elections in the world this year. We've had crazy goings on all around the world. Loads of exciting stuff. But it's also been a massive year for technology, in particular. For those of us who are blind or partially sighted. And Joe, I guess I'll start with yourself. It's been a year of upgrades for you. You did a few upgrades to the house. You did a few technology upgrades and stuff this year. But I guess what stood out to you? What were the big things from your year in technology?
Yeah, well, I done some renovations really, David, in the house. So I suppose personally, I done a few upgrades. I installed solar panels in the house, 12 solar panels, with also a reserve battery. So that was my major first one I done, and then I moved on. Then a few months later, and I upgraded our kitchen to, I suppose you could call it a smart kitchen. So we had a smart oven, smart hob, and we also had a couple of other smart devices already. So I've already had a washing machine, and I added a fridge to that as well, David. So that was they're my personal highlights.
Very good. And how are you settling in with those now? I mean, we did podcasts when you were doing the solar panels and when you'd done the kitchen. But now that you're like a few months in and I suppose you're over the honeymoon period, are you still happy?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the kitchen. First of all, I suppose it's fully accessible almost. Well, apart from the hob has its difficulties, but the oven is fully accessible. The washing machine is accessible. Fridge, what more can you do with a fridge apart from put things in it, David, and just make sure the temperature is okay? So yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy with, as I said, 99% of everything. It took a little bit of getting used to, but the fact that I can access all the features on my mobile phone and then double check if things are going okay, that's an improvement to my quality of life, I put it that way.
Brilliant
And
stuff.
then moving on to the solar panels, David, yeah, saves you money, I suppose. That's the main objective of solar panels, apart from being kind to the planet. A review of the 6 months that I've had them, I suppose my first bill was €26 and my second bill was €46 in credit. So I've broke even so far. I haven't given any money to Electric Ireland, really. Got back some if you look at it that way.
That's gas. Even for those months now, I don't know whether you've got like your November bill yet, but like even when it's slightly darker out, have you noticed much of a difference, or even have you been able to tell from the app kind of what you're looking at or expecting?
Well, my last bill was received in November, and in fairness, as you know yourself, in this country, the government have been helping me out as well. So that was an extra bonus on top of what I saved from solar. But I haven't received my, we'll say, November and December bill, which I'll receive in January. So I'll really know then. But as you said, tracking it on the app, I can check, is it doing this job, and most days it does, especially in those bright winter sunlight days, if you know what I mean. I know there are not too many of those, but when you get a good bright sunny day in winter, it actually fully charges the battery by lunchtime and heats the water, I suppose, by 2:30, and then what's left over then until 4 o'clock the sun goes down, usually in Ireland at around 4:30. You'll get a little bit of surplus, but not much. Obviously it's only doing half the job it does in the summer, of course, but look, I'm hoping, I suppose, that I've made enough surplus in the summer to maybe eat a little bit into the bills and leave a little bit left over for the winter. Do you know what I mean, David?
Indeed.
So it is doing its job. Obviously not good in the winter. You wouldn't expect it to be, but I'm happy enough.
Very good, very good. And Mairead, if I come to yourself, from the I guess from the personal side, first of all, was there anything that stood out to you this year? Anything as you look back in 2024?
I guess just like all the new technologies coming out and things as well. It's great. I mean, even for myself, I updated to a Cosori Smart Air Fryer. And for me, like, that's just a life changer, really, because I mean, there's loads of different functions. I know it was discussed in previous podcasts as well, but like, you know, it functions like grill, based, roast, bake, roast, all that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's great. I actually haven't hardly used my oven at all since I got it.
There you go.
So, you know, it reduces cooking time and it's completely accessible with the use of your smartphone as well, which is really good. So for me, that I absolutely love it. Also, I purchased Meta glasses, which are, you know, they're really cool. It's a nice new technology that's out there. So you can do a lot of things like that you can do with your mobile phone as well. Like, but I guess for me, the real benefit of using the Meta glasses is your hands are free.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to hold a phone and use it at the same time. So, like, for example, I can use, you know, if I want to know something in my house, like check the expiry date on, I don't know, a carton of eggs or something, I can make a WhatsApp video call to a friend. And I'm not trying to hold the phone at the same time, because for me, that was like a nightmare sometimes, trying to hold the phone and point the camera and go left and right. And whereas they have a much better view of what's in front of you through the glasses.
Yeah.
So they can kind of see what's at the front and to the side, which is good. So, I mean, that's helped me out in, you know, lots of various kind of different situations where I can, you know, call a friend and do that. They also, it's not available in the EU yet, the AI function, but like in the US and other countries, it's a really cool feature that AI is built into them. So, like, you could be in a restaurant or something and you can like look at the menu, like just, and you don't even have to be looking exactly directly with it at it. And you can ask it, you know, like questions like, it'll give you a brief summary of the menu, or you could ask it questions then like what's on the menu or what chicken options are on the menu. Now it might, if from reading online and things, it does hallucinate sometimes. So I suppose you do have to be, take it with a pinch of salt too. Sometimes if it doesn't sound right, it's not right,
Yeah.
But like, again, even for the likes of, using the Be My Eyes or whatever, it's really good for that kind of thing. Or even like making calls and things as well, I guess. Somebody has a touch screen phone as well. It's, people can just, you can say, hey, Meta, and you can make a call. So, which would be kind of the equivalent of Siri. So, or you can ask it to send a message and it'll do it. You can also send WhatsApp voice notes with them as well, which is really cool. But the voice note can only be so many seconds, the WhatsApp voice note, which is kind of good. You can also, like, I suppose there's a capture button on the glasses as well, which is good. So you could actually, I suppose when you are making a video call to somebody, you do have to remember to press that twice quickly to actually turn on the camera, because the camera doesn't actually automatically come on. So it's good for people to know that as well.
Well, that's good in a way, isn't it? In some regards.
Yeah.
So, Mairead, I suppose, look, officially speaking, it's an awkward one because we can't access the AI features of the Meta glasses here in Ireland. And I suppose, look, we've got to be honest with people. People are trying to circumvent this using VPNs and all sorts of unsupported methods. We should clarify for people, you're not supposed to do that. It probably does void your warranty and stuff. So do that at your own risk. But people are doing it, Mairead. And have you tried that? What's your experience been?
Read the AI feature. Yes, I was, one of those people that did try it out using the VPN, just to see could I get it working, because for me it's just like a challenge.
That's all right. Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah, it did work. It did work. I was able to do things like read my post and all that, and menus in a restaurant, all that. Describe the room that I'm in. It would tell me everything, and it was, it did hallucinate a bit. It was great. Like, I wouldn't believe every word that it tells you when I had it. And while it worked, it was great, but unfortunately, I guess it was all kind of clamped down on then. So the VPNs, were a workaround for people initially, but they didn't work anymore then. So unfortunately, they've been blocked out now. There's no way around it. So for me, yes, it was a bit of a disappointment to lose that feature. But on the other hand, while I lost that feature, I suppose I was kind of thinking, were the glasses really for me? Because for me, AI is a big part of having the glasses. It was, a nice bonus to have, and it was built in. You're not dealing with a separate device or anything. But then, it was okay, because, Be My Eyes came to it then as well. And, I started using that a lot now as well, which is good. So I can, if I have, and I can always use Ira as well, because I can use the free 5 minutes, they're on it as well. So that's kind of some help. And also with the Be My Eyes now, which is new after coming to the glasses as well, they also have the specialized help. So for like Microsoft and some of those companies.
Yeah.
So that's actually a really good addition now as well to have. So, for me, I think, yes, it is a bit of a disappointment about the AI, but I'm definitely hopeful it will come to stay here for the next couple of months, in the next couple of months, or, well, there's no idea when, but I'm always hoping it'll come.
Yeah. All we can do is hope, isn't it? I think it is. It is fascinating because, in one sense, and yes, look, we've got to say, Meta never promised the AI features in Ireland, to my knowledge. So, like, look, you are when you're buying the glasses, you're taking you do, and it's a massive risk, but it's understandable as well in a way that, when they do clamp down on what is for you a really liberating use case, it's understandable that you feel a bit shortchanged by that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I suppose initially you kind of feel like something that you had was kind of taken away, but you just have to remember the fact that it was never, here in the first place. So you were just lucky to get it for a little bit of time, but hopefully it will come down the road.
Wow, Mairead, that was one way to put it. Quite sad, but hey, not all stories do have sad endings, and one story that I guess looked to be quite sad this year, but it turned around at the final hour. There was the closure of Applevis. Joe, this was a huge story this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was a huge story there back early in the summer, and the owner of Applevis announced that he had to close the website, or will be closing the website, because of personal reasons, and he couldn't run it anymore himself due to health and other things, and life been too busy and so on. So he decided, look, the best thing to do was to close the website. Gave it a little bit of time for for the message to sink in, but as they do, Be My Eyes came to the rescue, and they got their own little consortium together, added a couple of staff in the background, and kept applevis.com going again. So they kept it on the road, and it's the same website, all that great information, all those app reviews to let everybody know that your Apple iOS apps are accessible or not accessible, talks about all the new additions to AI, all that stuff. It's all there now, still in Apple Vis, with tutorials. Still has the links at the top about tutorials and what's new, the new apps of the week, all that kind of stuff. It's all still there. So that great website is still on the road, and that was a happy ending to what was started off to be a sad story, but it turned out to be a relief for everybody. They still have their Apple Vis resource.
Indeed, and I think it's one of these things we couldn't really, in some regards, have hoped for much better. Apple Vis, continuing, and I remember we were talking, I think I wrote a newsletter article for Tech on Tap at the time, and we were talking about, at least archive it. Give us the archive at least. Don't just let everything just die in that way. But really, this is even better, because not only are we getting the old content there, but we're still getting new content, aren't we?
Yeah, we're still getting new content, and we still have the forums in the background where people ask questions about their difficulties, and other Apple Vis users come in and support them. So, and with Be My Eyes in the background, having a couple of staff there, it's I think it's probably as good, if not better, than the old site. So I think to have a big organisation like Be My Eyes supporting it, it's definitely, I think it's a good resource, and I'm delighted to still have it, put it that way.
Absolutely. It's been a big year for Be My Eyes in many ways, Joe. This was really their year, and I think in some ways we probably said that in 2023, but they've been growing like a rocket, haven't they? It's kind of crazy.
Oh, absolutely unbelievable year for Be My Eyes. Look, well, they started off, I think it was 2023, with Be My AI, and it just got bigger in 2024, and the description started getting better and better and quicker, and there was less, I suppose, hallucinations, and there was also, I suppose, less of that message that comes back and says, sorry, we can't return you an answer right now, or whatever that message used to be. And look, I just think Be My AI feature is amazing. They also had in the summer then, they had their own viral moment when they announced they were working with ChatGPT 4.0, which is hoping to deliver real-time information to people. So if you have well, I suppose the potential will be that it'll be in glasses or something, and or on your mobile phone, and you'll be able to point your camera towards things, and it'll give you real-time information. So they had a video with Andy Lane, which if anybody wanted to find it, they can put the search box into you. Put it in the search box in YouTube, Andy Lane, Be My Eyes, and they'll find that viral YouTube video about Andy is traveling around London and getting real-time information. We all know, look, these videos are edited to make them look a little bit better, but it does give us a vision of what Be My Eyes future is like, or what they want it to be. And as Mairead mentioned earlier, the Be My Eyes has come to Meta glasses as well. Not the Be My AI feature, the Call a Volunteer feature, just to be clear. And you can call a volunteer and have your glasses on, and you can maybe try a task like choosing out your clothes or doing certain tasks hands-free, whatever. But I think it has been that's 3 or 4 different things they've been involved in over 2024. And they've connected with other companies as well in their directory list, which is inside their app. So they've also followed up and connected with a few new companies, David. Do you remember who they've connected with?
Yeah, there's loads of them there. They've obviously, I think they had Sky in 2023 and then Microsoft in 2023, but the Hilton Hotel Group was added. They've got a long-standing relationship as well with Clear Blue. They've added loads of people there.
Yeah.
So that has been a huge success, and that seems to be how they're making their money in many regards.
Yeah, and there's some blindness organisations as well, RNIB. I think you can call
you can call us
Vision Ireland Help Desk from there, directly from the Be My Eyes directory. It's just such a cool app and such a great organisation. I think look, we'll see how it goes, but they're definitely going in the right direction, I think.
They absolutely are. Now, can I play devil's advocate for a second, Joe? Because I use Be My Eyes constantly. I love Be My Eyes. I think they do a fantastic job. But I do think, I think we need to be careful as we go into 2025 to make sure that, they're not the only voice in town. I mean, if we look at this year, there's been, as you rightly said, and you said earlier on as well, Mairead, there's been so much news, and it's all been about Be My Eyes. Be My Eyes buys Applevis. Be My Eyes launches on the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. Be My Eyes is coming to Windows. Be My Eyes is now doing this and that and all of these different things. And that's brilliant. But we've also seen some bits that haven't been, some have been universally well received, some haven't. We've seen the Inclusive Language Guide, that received a very positive response in some quarters, bit of a mixed response in others. We've also seen the plans that they were going to use people's data to train their AI models and hopefully sell that in time. We've seen some kind of really good stories, but then we've also seen some mixed stories. I know in particular Ira were hoping to get on the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, and that didn't happen. And it seems that, that's purely down to the fact that, I guess, Be My Eyes is the big player in some regards. So, do we need to be careful to ensure that there are other players in that conversation? Is Be My Eyes getting too much attention, or am I just being a grumpy old cynical Grinch?
Well, I don't think you're a grumpy old cynical Grinch to start off with, David. I think you're putting a reasonable argument together there. I don't think they're the only player in the field as regards AI. I am a big user of seeing AI as well, especially for documents. For one of the reasons you mentioned there, I suppose this part I don't like about Be My Eyes is they do, and they have admitted to saving some of our data for some unknown reason that I'm not exactly sure about. I didn't read the policy like everybody else. That 25 pages that you have to agree to, I didn't read it all. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time. But I'm presuming they have reasons. Data is a very, very valuable tool to all these massive companies. So I'd be worried about what they do with your data, of course. And that's one of the reasons I don't always read my post with Be My Eyes, but I would read my post with Seeing AI document reader. So as far as I know, that they don't save your data to somewhere. Well, I hope not. So there is more than one player, but then the exclusivity of things. I do hope that Be My Eyes don't get exclusive rights to any particular area, because if they do, I suppose the issue there is, what about somebody else that does a great job? And you might want two iterations of AI, or you want two different companies on your device, and that's not a road I'd like to see happening, and anyone going down.
Yeah. It's interesting, we've seen that Be My Eyes is willing to acquire. Who knows if we'll see them acquire other companies in 2025. I personally, I would hope that there will continue to be many competitors in the space. But if you look going back a number of years ago, there was tons of screen readers. There was WindowEyes, there was NVDA, there was JAWS, there was all of these different solutions. Samnet was going back around there, if you recall Samnet. But now it's just NVDA and JAWS, really. I mean, narrators hanging about. But I think that competition and maintaining that competition is important. And I love Be My Eyes. I don't think they've done anything fundamentally wrong at all. They're running the business seemingly brilliantly over there. But I would be slightly concerned that, we do tend to hear from them a lot more than we hear from the other companies in ways,
Yeah, I think you're right there. They definitely have a big presence in the online vision impaired community. There seem to be the PR team are always on different podcasts, and they release blogs regularly. But one way that's really good as well, because it keeps it all updated, and there's nothing worse than not hearing from somebody for 6 months after they've spoken about a great feature or something.
That's fair.
I do really hope, though, that they do meet their target of what they turn out that promotional video, as I said, that viral video that they had out in the summer about ChatGPT 4.0, which is the real-time delivery of AI. I really hope that target is hit maybe sometime next year or whatever. So, look, as long as they keep hitting targets that help my life and other blind and vision impaired users' lives, I'm happy for them to keep going the way they're going. I know they provide a free service right now, and I wonder, will they ever pull the pin and say they'll charge a subscription? Well, hopefully not, seeing as some of the companies that they use, I presume, pay them, to get on their directory. So, look, I'm happy the way things are going. Obviously, I never like to see anybody too strong and create a monopoly, but I don't think they'll do that. Sometimes it's better to share a space, because the space then works a bit better for you overall, rather than exclusively owned.
Yeah, there you have it. That's absolutely valid. Joe, I'll come to you on this and jump to Mairead then in a second. If you were to pick one item that you'd like to see in 2025 from any area of technology, smart home, like anything like that at all, what's your one wish for 2025 as we head flying now towards the new year?
One wish for 2025 would be real-time AI that I can point a camera or a AI glasses at an object and get real-time feedback or descriptions.
Mairead, if I ask the same question to yourself, one thing you'd love to see in 2025?
David, I think you must know from me now, I'd love to see the AI come fully to the glasses, to the Meta glasses.
Yeah.
In Ireland and in the EU. And as a bonus, yes, if you could get real-time information, that would be great. I would definitely love to see that happen.
There you go. Mairead, Joe, thank you so much for now. One other person who was sharing their thoughts with us, and he's not here with us live as we record this, because he's doing other work. Can you believe that? He does other work. He does tons of work here, actually, and that is Mr. Daniel Dunn. He's a very busy man, but he did catch up with me earlier today to tell me some of his hopes for 2025 and to look back on what he viewed in 2024. So Daniel, the year coming to a close, what was your highlight of 2024?
Well, David, two things kind of stood out for me. First of all, seeing AI coming onto Android, I thought that was a huge development, and really exposed the power of the app to so many more users. So that for me, I know it officially launched in December 2023, but by the time we got to cover it, and I suppose word hit the street that it was available for Android, it was the start of 2024. And, from working with service users across the country, there seems to be a good adoption from Android users in using Scene AI. So that was definitely a great move. And also, like, it introduces competition out to Android even more, because you had Envision AI there already. And you had Google's flagship Google Lookout. So Scene AI coming to the platform kind of gives all them a run for their money, and can only get everybody competition, more improvements in these apps.
Yeah, competition.
So it's definitely a great development, I think.
Absolutely. And it's funny, it's become, when I am working with service users, and I'm sure it's the same for yourself, it's become one of the go-tos now, in that, before it was always maybe Envision, you'd install Google Reading Mode for someone, a few different apps like that. But now Seeing AI has quickly joined that club, hasn't it?
It definitely has, absolutely, yeah. And like, I suppose a bit of variety for our service users to choose from. Like, some of our service users are going to stick with Google Lookout, or quite happy and contented with that. Other people will take on Scene AI and probably find that easier to use. Everyone has their preference, and what tool they employ to read text from a page, etc. So, more choice is brilliant. So it's fantastic development overall.
Brilliant. And you had a second big upgrade, I guess, if you can call it that, for 2024 as well.
Yeah, so similarly, along the same theme, an existing app or feature or service coming to another platform. And for this one, I picked Be My Eyes coming to the Windows desktop. Thought that was very, very good. I've worked with service users, and actually I set their default photograph opener, or JPEG or image opener, as Be My Eyes, and automatically sends the photograph over to the Be My AI to be analysed, and comes back with quite a comprehensive readout. So, for somebody who might be getting a lot of photographs by email and they want that extra description, it's absolutely fantastic. And to be able to set it as a default handler for JPEG images is brilliant. So hats off. And also, there's other features in the Be My Eyes for Windows, in describe my screen, I think is very, very good. So plenty of useful features on the Windows platform, which can only add to the experience and making life easier.
Absolutely. It's great as well to see like something like Be My Eyes coming to Windows, because you had mentioned to me even the benefits of it around handwriting. And like, if you think about a lot of professions, especially in the medical profession, in some ways you might have a tendency to get doctors' letters written to you, and maybe that's forwarded as an email attachment or whatever the case may be, and there can be these awkward scans sometimes. And something like Be My AI on the Windows side, it's a great way of dealing with that, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So, so sometimes you might get appointment letters delivered by email, partly typed, partly handwritten, and to run that through Be My Eyes and have it read back out to you is absolutely fantastic. I think it's wonderful. And, a big hat tip to the Be My Eyes team on that one. Great move. Definitely can see great uses for it.
And what would you like to see if I get you to get your crystal ball out, look towards the future? What do you want to see, and what would you expect to see on the horizon of 2025?
Yeah, I think for our community, the more integration of AI into the likes of Google Assistant, Siri, and Alexa, just to improve what they can do. They're quite good at what to do at the moment, but still they are limited. And I'd like to see AI, be more involved there, and really getting more out of what the assistant can do and driving it on further. So I suppose the possibilities are endless if we actually think about it. But for someone maybe to ask it to open an app and go to a particular part of an app, I'd like to see that come into it. You kind of have hints of that at the moment on iOS. CNAI have what we call the Siri shortcuts built in that you can say to Siri at the moment, if you have CNAI installed and set up correctly, you can ask it to recognize a document or recognize short text or recognize a product, and it actually opens the app and goes to that particular channel of the app. I think AI, could do that for more apps, and really make the phones and the tablets so much easier to use, and potentially Windows as well.
And there you have it. Yeah, I've often used Seeing AI with the simple command read the post, and have it just open there in the document channel or whatever the case may be. And people find that really helpful. So advancements in Siri shortcuts, and I think assistants in general would be lovely in 2025. Are you doing anything nice for New Year's, Daniel?
Generally, no. New Year's Eve is kind of gather around in front of the TV, relax. So, just kind of nice, quiet way to close out the year, and look forward to what's coming, and look back on what has been.
Indeed. Will you stay to midnight?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Daniel, have a wonderful new year, and we shall talk to you in 2025, where you will be reading the news for us again, no doubt.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Thanks so much, Daniel. And yes, Daniel has been working away like a beaver there, really doing some Trojan work. And he has been a huge help to us on the podcast, reading the news and all of those wonderful things over the past year and longer. So thank you so much, Daniel. And he will be back as your glorious newsreader in 2025. So thank you so much, Daniel, for that. And something else that's happening in 2025, and this is it's a big year for Braille, Mairead. Braille 200 years of Braille. Tell me a little bit about Braille 200. Some really exciting stuff coming up on the horizon here.
Yep. So Braille 200 is imagine 200 years since Braille was invented, which is really cool. There's going to be a lot of, I guess, different things happening throughout the year. I mean, we'll definitely on the Braille team here, we will definitely be posting lots of articles on different Braille devices. We'll be running lots of Braille courses and things as well that we're currently doing at the moment as well.
And Mairead, in 2 weeks' time, just 2 weeks' time from today, guess what's happening? We're going to have a Braille podcast, which is brilliant. It'll be our January Braille podcast, and we'll be kicking the year of Braille 200 off in style. We'll keep some cards close to our chest for now.
We will keep them in suspense on what will be covering.
But we do have plans, don't we?
It will be a good podcast. It promises to be a good one.
Indeed.
Yes, it definitely promises to be a good one. I mean, Braille has come, so far. Like, even, when I started doing Braille, it was typing on a Perkins Brailler, and now we have all these electronic Braille displays, and that you can connect up to your computer and everything now. And even they're basically like tablets now. You can use them like you would with phones and all that. So that's a lot of progress that Braille has made, and it saves you from carrying around multiple Braille books and volumes of books and everything like that as well. So going forward in Braille, even in years to come, I guess I'd love to see more awareness of Braille out there and what it is. You can see already that it's on medicine packets and boxes and that kind of thing. I'd love to see it being included on more products in, supermarkets, even on cereal
Just the
boxes,
everyday stuff, yeah.
on washing powders, anything like that. I'd love to see it coming like that. I'd like to see it being the standard. So, it wouldn't be even thought of, it would be just thought of the same as having print on something. The Braille will be on things as well. I'd just love to see that going forward.
For sure.
And also, like, definitely, going forward, I'd love to see like more. I can see like down, in years to come, where someone goes into a shop and buys a laptop, that you'll be able to buy, a fully Braille laptop now as well, or whatever, that hopefully everything could be in Braille. And even, you could, you'd have a multi-line Braille display on the screen, so that you could just read along from, touch screen, like anyone would be looking at the monitor, and everything would appear in Braille. So, I just love to have that as well, going down the road, that everything would be, more focused towards Braille, and that it would become a lot, much more affordable for people as well. Because for people, like, cost in Braille is a huge, Braille devices or anything like that, there's a huge, cost in them. So I'd just love to see it becoming more affordable to everybody. And, everybody, no matter what their level of Braille is, getting the opportunity to use it, and learn it when they want. So definitely promote the learning of Braille, and, have courses and different, Braille courses for all levels of Braille abilities.
Brilliant stuff. Mairead, thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's an exciting year for Braille, and I think if you look back, you must think that Louis Braille would be proud to see what he's created now. He's had an absolutely fantastic impact. And the code keeps evolving, the technology to support it keeps evolving, and it really is brilliant to see. So, Mairead, thank you so much for telling us about that. And as I say, 2 weeks' time, people, 2 weeks' time, we will have our Braille podcast. That is coming up on the 14th of January. So do stick around for that. But hey, that is us. That is us done for 2024. Joe, Mairead, I think we can nearly hit the road now.
Yeah, Happy New Year, David. Hope
And
everybody has a good one.
likewise.
Happy New Year, David. Happy New Year, Joe.
Thank you. Happy New Year to both of you, and Happy New Year to all of our listeners as well. It's been a crazy year for tech. It's been a crazy year in Vision Ireland. It's been really busy, but we absolutely love to see it. So to all of you who have listened to the podcast in 2024, thank you. To all of you who've listened or read Tech on Tap in 2024, thank you so much. If you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, thank you. If you've listened to VI Live, brilliant. We love to hear it. Thank you so much. And we hope that you will be sticking with us in 2025 too. But hey, from us for now, have a really good rest of your break. If you're taking a break over the holiday season, enjoy it. But for now, that's us. Thank you so much for listening. And now Mairead is about to pop the champagne and bring us into 2025.
Happy New Year!
Thanks for listening to the Talking Technology podcast with VI Labs. If you'd like to support our show, please visit vi.ie/donate. Talking Technology is proudly sponsored by IA Labs, the market leader in digital accessibility services. IA Labs, digital inclusion, your legal obligation.